Alright, folks, who will cry when you die? So, I'm going to read this book, and this book has around 100 chapters, 225 pages. So, every chapter has its own unique, specific motive. And I asked this question to myself, who will cry when I die? And it's a deep question, and I really thought about it. And then I came to the conclusion that not a lot of people are going to cry when I die. I mean, people will be sad, but people who literally gonna cry, the number came less than 10. And I'm not saying that less number is bad or like more number is good. It is just the way how it is. And I will also suggest you also ask this question to yourself, that who will cry when you die? So what happens when you think from that perspective? You feel that after you are gone, like it does not make a huge difference once you are gone. Life keeps on moving. You are like a small cog in this giant wheel. Even though that cog is gone, the wheel will keep on rolling. So I will read this book, and I will try to find what main lessons we can learn from Robin Sharma book. All right, so it really feels good coming here on terrace and reading the book, because like reading a book under the clouds, it's a very very unique experience. Look at these clouds. It looks like some giant storm is coming. So finally, we have finished this book, Who Will Cry When You Die? And what I found that there's nothing unique in this book. All the things which are there in the book, I think you would probably already know. So this book is basically the compilation of all small things that you can use in your daily life, and it will help you to live a life with more meaning and more fulfillment. So now we will talk about top 10 lessons that I personally found that can help us to make life more meaningful. Here's the first one. Keep a journal. So this is such an easy and simple task that people can use in daily life. So what happens in this modern world, we are always, being overwhelmed by million things coming at us. So most of the time we feel very confused about what to do, what not to do. So when you write a journal, when you write about what are you feeling, what is right, what is wrong, so it gives you sense of clarity, and it gives you sense of control over your time. And then you feel that you are utilizing your day in the best possible way. And here Robin Sharma adds, a journal is not a diary. A diary is a place where you record events, while a journal is a place where you analyze and evaluate them. Number 2, maintain your perspective. So most of the time what happens that we look at the things from our own perspective. We do not try to see from different angles. So what we think, we believe that is true, but that is not the case. Like if you are thinking that there are a lot of problems in your life and you are being burdened by this responsibilities, then at that situation try to see from universe point of view that this is a giant universe, and even this big earth is like a small point in this universe. So like, what is your existence? Then you feel that your problems which seemed so big are nothing. And if you feel that life is meaningless, there's no purpose in life, then think from your family and friends point of view that how important you are to them. And then you will see the motivation, you will see the drive to live life to the fullest. Stephen Hawking, one of the greatest physicists ever, is reported to have said that we live on a minor planet of a very average star located within the outer limits of one of 100,000 million galaxies. How is that for a shift in perspective? Given this information, are your troubles really that big? Our lives are merely blips on the canvas of eternity. So have the wisdom to enjoy the journey and savor the process. Number 3. Start your day well. Will Smith once said that if you want to build a wall, don't focus on wall. Instead, focus on brick and try to lay the brick as perfectly as it can be. And gradually, you will have the wall. And our day is like that. It is very important that we try to utilize our day in the best possible way. What happens that we look at the future, that 10 years from now, we want our life to be like this. But in that long-term goal, we forget that years and weeks, that months start with that day. He adds, I call the first 30 minutes after you wake up the Platinum 30, since they are truly the most valuable moments of your day and have a profound influence on the quality of every minute that follows. Number 4. Learn from a good movie. I love movies. I feel that movies are inspiring and everyone should watch movies. I watch a lot of animated movies, movies about World War. And recently I watched that movie, Minari. It's on Amazon Prime. And Minari is a very simple movie, but like it gives a very good message. Like if you have not seen that movie, you should definitely go and watch that movie. A good movie can restore your perspective, reconnect you to the things you value the most, and keep you enthusiastic about all the things in your life. And as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, nothing great was ever achieved without enthusiasm. Number 5. Connect with nature. I think that in this modern time, we humans are suffering from disease of abundance. Like we have too much of everything, like too much of technology, too much of social media, too much of information. So what happens in this process, we forget to connect with nature and we are busy in this 9 to 5 life. And we humans are not meant to work 9 to 5. We humans are meant to be nature and spend more time in nature. We live in an age of seemingly limitless information. The weekday edition of New York Times contains more information than the average person was exposed to during an entire lifetime in 17th century England. Over the years, I have found that spending time alone in natural surroundings connects me to the larger universe around me and restores my spirit in this hurried age. Number 6. Talk to yourself. You know, we give a lot of importance what we talk to the world, and we often do not care what we are talking to ourselves, like what dialogue we are having in our brain, and which is very important. We should be very careful that we do not talk negativity and always those bad things, because what happens, what you think, the same way you feel, and that the same way you feel, the same way you act, and the same way you act, the same way your habits are, and your habits make the character, and the character makes you. So a positive conversation to yourself is very important. So here Robin Sharma talks about selecting a phrase technique. He says select a phrase that you will train your mind to focus on at different times throughout the day until it begins to dominate your awareness and reshape the person you are. If it is inner peace and calm you seek, the phrase known as mantra might be I am so grateful that I am a serene and tranquil person. If it is more confidence that you want, your mantra could be I am delighted that I am full of confidence and boundless courage. If it is material prosperity you are after, your saying might be I am so grateful that money and opportunity is flowing into my life. Number 7. Love your work. The biggest tragedy with most of us that at the starting we need money and we start doing something for the sake of money that we don't like, and then we spend years turns into decades, and after a very long time when we are old person, and then we look back at life and realize that whole life we did something that we never loved, and then we wish that I would have done something which I always wanted to do. So don't waste your time doing something that you don't love. Instead, try to find something that you love and then try to make money out of it. So do what you love and love what you do. Robin Sharma adds, the golden thread running through the lives of history's most satisfied people is that they all loved what they did for a living. When psychologist Vera John Steiner interviewed 100 creative people, she found they all had one thing in common, an intense passion for their work. Thomas Edison, a man who recorded 1093 patents in his lifetime, ranging from the phonograph, the incandescent light bulb, and the microphone to the movies, and had this to say about his brilliant career at the end of his life: I never did a day's work in my life. It was all fun. Number 8. Collect heroic books. The best way to educate yourself is by reading a book. Robin Sharma says that have a collection of heroic books that inspires you. And my favorite book till now is Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you have not read this book, you should. Robin Sharma mentions some of his favorite books: Letters from a Stoic, Seneca; The Message of a Master, John MacDonald; Meditations, Marcus Aurelius; The Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, University of Success, and so on. Number 9. Take more risks. Mark Zuckerberg once said that the biggest risk of life is not taking any risk. And also be mindful and careful while taking risk. It's better to do some calculation instead of going for full blind risk. Robin Sharma says, I'll make you this promise. On your deathbed, in the twilight of your life, it will not be all the risks you took that you will regret the most. Rather, what will fill your heart with the greatest amount of regret and sadness will be all those risks that you did not take, all those opportunities that you did not seize, and all those fears you did not face. Remember that on the other side of fear lies freedom. Number 10. Collect inspiring quotes. And here is a very eye-opening line. A great quote contains a wealth of wisdom in a single line. And I also have a lot of quotes at my place. Wait, I'll show you. Here's the first one. Human beings are like butterflies who flutter for a day and think it's forever. Compared to the lifespan of the universe, our lives begin and end in a single day. Here I have one more. A brave man knows how to get out of a situation, but a smart man never gets into one. Here is one more. Until you change how you are, you will always have what you got. And here we have having a purpose in life changes everything. And perfection is the enemy of good, which is controversial, but it is very true. So here is one of my favorite dialogue of Irfan Khan movie.
I suppose in the end, the whole of life becomes an act of letting go. But what always hurts the most is not taking a moment to say goodbye.